Hi guys. Do you want to learn how to read 23 business books in 1 year without ever actually reading a word and spending none of your personal time? Well, then hang in there with me. If you like my content, please like. If you have any comments about the subject I'm talking about, please comment below and subscribe if you like my overall content. So I wanted to switch it up a little bit today and just talk about an awesome way to up your knowledge base a lot faster. And that's if you spend your time learning while you commute, it will significantly increase your overall game. And commuting doesn't have to be in a car. It could be walking, you throw your earbuds in, it could be the bus, the subway, a Google shuttle. Any of these ways, spend that time learning. And so really this is kind of where my personal story comes in. The last 2 years that I commuted in the Bay Area, I spent pretty much 95% of that time learning while I commuted. And so you can do this by listening to Audible, listening to podcasts, and listening to YouTube in your car. And so I know the question of, Jeff, how does this apply to the job stuff might come up, because this is a really important trigger for on the job productivity. If you're a continual learner, you will take that to the workplace. And so I would listen on the way to work, I would get excited, I would get pumped up, I would implement some of these ideas into my projects, I would share what I learned with colleagues, and then colleagues who had a similar knowledge base would say, hey, check out this book or check out this YouTube video. And it just created this great energy and dialogue, and it made me a better employee. And so let's do the math, right? I kind of give you the hook and the intro on this video. And so the average commute in the US is 30 minutes each way. So it's an hour a day commuting. And that's, again, average in the Bay Area, LA. That's a much longer commute each way, but average is about an hour. And I would guess worldwide, with no scientific knowledge, that it's probably about the same. So you have an hour a day to learn freely. Let's say you work 46 weeks a year, so that's sick days, holidays, vacation time. That's 230 hours of learning, and if the average business book is about 10 hours on Audible, which it is, that's 23 books. That is amazing. Imagine taking in 23 business books in 1 year and how that would significantly increase just your learning skill set and just your excitement for learning overall. Now, I don't really recommend this path. You'll want to switch it up from the business books. You'll want to listen to podcasts. You'll want to listen to YouTube. And yes, that was something that I absolutely did, was listen to YouTube in the car. Like with my content, you don't need to see me to derive value from it. So there's a lot of great motivational speakers and a lot of good speaking content. Even the TED Talks, where they're not using a lot of visuals, you can listen to that in your car. And again, you'll get that same value as if you were looking at me. So the second reason that you may not want to just go through 23 business books is because repetition can be extremely impactful. So when I first got Tony Robbins' Mastering Influence, his favorite piece of literature that he's put out for me personally, I listened to that 12 CD set 5 times in a row. And after 5 times, I sent it to my buddy Court back east, and I said 5 times was good. Check it out. He loves Tony Robbins too, and I thought that that would be really valuable for him. I know it was really valuable for me when I first listened to the 4-Hour Work Week, Tim Ferriss, consumed that multiple times, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, multiple times. So that repetition piece, getting it into memory and utilizing it in that way can be important too. So that's a methodology that I recommend as well. And then lastly, we kind of talked about this positive impact of what you bring when you bring it into work. But when you commute home and learn, then you bring that knowledge and value to your significant other, to your kids, to your friends, and then it builds in a continual learning. You're going to want to continue to gain that knowledge when you get home. So maybe you hop on the computer instead of throwing the TV on. And it's just this continual learning piece is so amazing for what it does in training your brain to always want to be learning all the time. And I know that it did that for me, and it changed my life in a multitude of ways. I learned a lot more about self-belief, about working for myself, about my own personal health and finances. I couldn't be doing this right now if I hadn't taken the knowledge I learned while commuting in finances and how to be smart with my money so that I could work for myself and make no money. So I hope that you really like this content. Learn while you commute. Even if you do it 50% of the time, it will so significantly up your game and you will find it so valuable. If anybody has had this valuable experience, please comment below because I think sharing this type of knowledge will help everybody's knowledge increase. If you like, please like it. If you like my overall content, please subscribe. Have a fantastic day and weekend. Thank you.